Game 4 then is underway in front of a sold-out crowd in the Eurosole Forum here in Civitanova Marche. In the black, it's the home side, Cucine Lube Civitanova, who start with a monster serve from Matteo Bottolo, but can't create the point early against the team in white, Itas Trentino, the team that if they win this evening, win the Italian Championship and end a spectacular season. Simon Golding with you for this one. Thanks for joining us on VBTV. And our Volleyball World expert analyst, Australian coach Liam Sketcher, alongside me. So much of the early action in this game, Liam, is so important to Lube.
I thought we were almost at game 2 all over again from the start.
Oh, he's missed this one. Or has he? Oh, he thinks it's in. Referee agrees. And Fabio Soli, the Trento coach, would have to go to the video if he disagrees, and he doesn't.
Bottolo is such a huge factor. His energy and his input, getting off to a phenomenal start from the service line.
Weaponising that fast arm of his. And a cheeky tip. Micheletto has made those kinds of shots his own, and as he matures as a player, Liam, he knows exactly when to use them.
He understands the value in his shoulder and keeping it fresh for as long as possible. But when you're so high, and he's a lefty, so he can let the ball travel across the block and still have the time because he's so high above the net to play into the space.
2-1 Lube. Svetoli, the setter, puts the ball into court. Nice, very nice. Boninfanti felt like he was searching for his game a little bit in game 3. Didn't really seem to know where he wanted to go, but that's very definite early.
Nice early connection with Chinyese. Also running him on a slightly longer ball, not so much straight up and down as they have in some of the previous games in this series. Let's see if they continue with that.
Another decent, good serving middle blocker, Chinyese. Drags Svetoli away from the net, but a touch of anything you can do, we can do just as well. Flavio puts it away.
Very few do it as well as Flavio. He is so athletic and has a huge hitting window. Svetoli can find him from all kinds of positions. There again, a little step backwards puts him in the seam between the two blockers.
Magic start through the middle for both teams. Another big server, Micheletto unloads. Bottolo passes that with ease. And this time the blockers read. Good touch from Flavio. Lavia tips, a little sluggish from Boninfanti to the floor there. Maybe thought Bottolo was going to play it.
It's important for Civitanova that energy and enthusiasm doesn't become frantic, that they stay disciplined, they stay in their system. It's what Trentino does so well in transition. They don't have bodies flying everywhere and people doing their job.
Back to level pegging. Some of the early energy has been contained by Trento. But as Liam said, Lube need to settle into some rhythm here. But there has to be a direction, there has to be control. And that'll do it.
Early indications of anything. There's points to be scored. Maybe not 3-point fadeaways, but there's points to be scored in the middle, and how Boninfanti chooses to use their middle, looking to work a little bit more width into the middle attack. Did we see anything in the early stage of this game?
No pipe attacks yet, Liam, but it's coming.
Especially Bottolo after reception is really dangerous on the pipe attack.
So Daisy, flyer from Legumja. Not a great start from the Turkish international from the service line. Easy pass from Nikolov. Bottolo coming out of the pipe, finds the tip. Good vision.
Bottolo has a good, strong shoulder and has some range, but his decisions and his willingness to find different solutions in attack is one of his strengths. Judiciously using them is sometimes his issue, but he has a lot of options at his disposal.
Nikolov. The serving quality in this match is just non-stop, and that is a belter from another young superstar. The Bulgarian hammers an ace.
Fantastic signs if you're a Civitanova fan. The service pressure they had in game 2 was the reason why they could stay aggressive on attack, and they took the risk and got the reward.
Nikolov off the net, well read by Spatoli. Riglitsky gets his first swing, but the block all over it.
Trentino know that they just need to stay in touch. They need to be consistent, not let the game get away from themselves, and they'll be there when money time comes.
It is a huge noise in this arena, and you can see that Lube Civitanova are really buoyed by this from the Predator Ultra fans. So nice 2-point lead opened up, so if Lube can defend that for a while. MVP from the last game and former Lube player Kamil Riglitsky. It's a good ball. Well, it's not an ace, but it's a freebie. Here come the fireworks. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, a bit of adrenaline in the fingertips of Lorenzano.
Even the best get the nerves sometimes. Bartolo showing his versatility, makes a great save after what should have probably been an error reception, and then handles the out-of-system ball really well. Composed shot off the hand of Spatoli.
We'll keep you up to date with the scoring as this game goes on. There's always a scoring chart within the match. Hey, get stuck in, son. The drums, very apparent in terms of the celebrations here in Italy amongst the fans. Lavia. Whoops. Sure, that was completely planned, and Legumja benefits. He hit the line ball very well, actually, in game 3, Liam.
Trento have consistently given him some space on the line. They're wanting to tempt him to go for a little bit extra under pressure, but he's found this area really, really consistently. They haven't been able to stop him.
Clayton Lucas spoke a lot about dropping that thumb to hit the line, but also being careful enough to make the shot. He does so, and that's good containment on Michieletto from the Lube block. Bottolo taking a big look there, but can't beat Lavia. It's a great contest between the Italian stars down there at the moment.
It bodes well for the international season ahead that 3 of the best young outsides in the world, in terms of guys playing at a high level week in, week out in important roles, are on the court right now, still playing games, and have an exciting national team season coming up.
The future is bright for Uzzieri. Can't beat Nikolov. Bottolo. That's Legumja, my apologies, getting what looked like a pretty free swing to the corner there, but he's just overcooked it.
May have travelled a little bit long on him. Just hoping that the ball would get to him so he'd go over the top of Spatoli.
One of the break points is clawed back by Trento. Nice movement from Lube. Great defence, though. A little bit of confusion there, and not the best attack, but they're going to get another go here. And Lube make it count this time. And Trento miss another opportunity.
Fantastic defence in the first instance from Kubitsky. The team that Civitanova is in transition so far tonight looks like a completely different side to game 3. Bonifante needs to stay with his precision. And the full go round, Civitanova still up by 2.
Rotation 1 then. Bottolo serves, net helps out a little bit, and Riglitsky gets blocked again. Now that is ominous. That's something Fabio Soli will have to keep an eye on.
Did show he was not afraid to pull Riglitsky early in a game. So if you're Gabby Garcia, we want to be showing that you're ready to go. A few extra jumps out in the subs box.
Oh, big serve. Lavia's done well to keep that in play. And very well done. Michieletto would have taken either there, a recycle or a little bit of a deflection off the block, and he got the latter.
we discuss Mikeleto's youth a lot, but he really is a huge leadership role on this Trento side. He's the guy who's communicating with the staff, he's pushing his teammates.
Whoa, great dig again, tremendous height from Chinyanyezi. But a brilliant stab dig from Lavia to keep it in play, and Lube being made to work a little bit harder here for the points, but they're still coming.
Boniface using the middle a different way to in game 3 and even game 2, that he's trying to get some width and then move the ball around to the spaces. This is what Nikolov does best. High ball, let it be strong.
Beautiful serve from Chinyanyezi. The block is good again, and it's all good for Cucine Lube Civitanova. Brilliant effort from Gagiulo.
The cover on the recycle play for Trentino is getting caught and bunched up close to the net a few times. This is the right play from Maglitsky. He buys time, but it's the guy who needs to get 4.5 meters. He hasn't been ready multiple times already.
Another big serve from the French double Olympic champion, Barthélemy Chinyanyezi. They're going to get another swing at this. Oh, that's some play, but it's put out by Nikolov, and he quickly signals to Gianpaolo Mede, no video challenge, please, it's out.
In terms of running backwards over the head bump sets, that's about as good as you're going to get.
Yeah, that's the best this season, I think. Lots of impact moments occurring through these rotations, and this is an impact moment. This is important that Lube don't let Michieletto get a run. Well, you can have a plan, but putting that plan into action against Michieletto, not always that easy.
The variation in depth that he can generate by being so high. Here, getting the ball to drop down just in front of Nikolov. He can also go strong deep with just great power. He can have a real short serve in front of the middle of the court where he can put it at 5 meters, 4 meters.
One generational player beats another. Michieletto goes again. This time Bottolo gets forearms on it. Could sacrifice that from Bottolo to at least give Nikolov an approach, but the point's disappearing here. And our first time out, Gianpaolo Mede decides to press the buzzer.
Soprattutto il pallonetto di Lavia, bisogna che stai già lì e anche su quella spinta lì di Micheletto. Ricordiamoci il discorso delle variazioni. Ragazzi, soprattutto con Micheletto non dobbiamo aver fretta di saltare. Saltiamo tanto e un filo in anticipo tutte le volte.
Liam, it was all going so well.
This is what Trentino do. They just stay in games and they force you to be excellent to beat them. The high ball set on the last action from Nikolov, it's what he wants to do, but when the set doesn't get close enough to the net, he wants to swing cross court and the angle becomes just too small, and if he doesn't find the block, it's difficult for him to score. If they give him the chance close to the net, he will score on enough of these balls. You just have to keep putting him in the right situation.
I like that, forcing the opposition to be excellent. Michieletto off the back of the timeout. Takes a bit off it just to make sure. Well, clever serving, gave his blockers a chance there, but Lagumja piles in with another point.
Lagumja's not what you describe as a light-footed or balletic mover, but his last step to the ball is really good. He knows when he has space on the line, he has the hand control on the shorter ball to drag across and work off the block.
Missed his serve last time, this one just about goes in. Cheeky from Michieletto, but well defended on the Lavia shot. And forced through this time from Nikolov. So a couple of errors from Nikolov, but gets back on the scoring train.
This is the better ball, getting him closer to the net where he can punch through the block if he needs to, straight through the hands of Nikolov. It's not a finesse shot, he's not working angle, he's just trying to hit it as hard as he can.
Nice defense again. Excellent hands in the block, and Lagumja makes the shot. And I like that kind of commitment from him. That was excellent.
The short approach. Again, good footwork, lets him hit the ball where he knows that the space is.
Timeout, Fabio Soli.
Fuori muro forte in contrattacco e anche in cambio palle esclamative. Non ci sono ancora andati, lì dobbiamo essere forti e compatti con la linea di muro, Non ci passa in mezzo alle mani. Esce forte, difendiamo fuori, ok? Vai, vai, via!
What's impressed you about Fabio Soli's conduct at Trento? Because he had some big shoes to fill.
He really did, but he has a clear plan and he focuses on the details in the right moments of the game. He's quite often calling a timeout late in the set, even if they're up, to make sure the details are being executed. That timeout there, talking about the block in transition. So finding one factor for his team to focus on, making sure they're executing the details well.
Trento club president Bruno De Rey watching on and looking a little agitated, shall we say, understandable in the circumstances, and Nikolov has got Ryklitski's number at the moment.
He has the rhythm, so he's not just getting to the right spot, he's moving his feet well and getting to his strongest block position. And Ryklitski is not a huge angle guy, he's not going to overpower teams.
Very handy lead, 5 points up. Free ball is punished by Nikolov, and Lube are on the charge here. Timeout number 2 for Fabio Soli. Panic stations.
Siamo lì e produciamo gioco, La palla la facciamo salire e via che andiamo. È la cosa più importante di tutte, raga, Abbiamo detto che ci siamo nella partita, ci restiamo e produciamo una palla alla volta, la nostra pallavolo. Indipendentemente dal risultato, Una palla alla volta, vai!
Three faces in that shot, Liam. Jan Kozmernik and Flavio and Ryklitski, and all of them had that game face on, that face that says, don't worry, coach, we've got it.
Some experienced hands there, and it starts with getting this side out and making sure they have a chance to keep the pressure on Civitanova. They have not many chances left in this series to lose sets and stay alive.
Lagumja piling on the pressure. That's a heavy serve. That's a brilliant shot. That's a really good hit from Ryklitski.
This is what he needs to be able to do. Just have this control. He's not a hitter who can create a huge amount of offense, but in a good situation, he's really effective and really consistent.
Nice work, and Bonifanti is messing with the angles here. He's trying to keep those middle blockers guessing. Love it. Well, the damage is done. It should be enough for Lube to take set 1. Kozmernik's second kill of the match. That's a towering swing from the Slovenian.
Enough for Palamade to decide to take a second and cool the game down. So it's Bisotto, reception sub, tries to provide a little bit of a break in the rhythm for the Ryklitski serve.
Back up Libro in the regular shirts and comes in as a sub for Nikolov. It's a good hit, nice accurate serve from Ryklitski and a good reuse. Lube can start again. Oh, cheeky from Bonifanti, and just proving that he's got a few more dimensions to his game than just setting. And there's a very proud dad, Dante, in the crowd watching on. jump off the old block, I believe the saying is.
I think Dad would have been pretty happy with that.
More substitutions. In comes Poirier. He is brutal from the service line when he gets it right. The Iran international into the game. Well, controlled serve, but misses the line. And Gianpaolo Mede ringing the changes here.
Poirier definitely has the license to go for it. His break point, or his ability to score, their ability to score when he is serving is excellent.
5-point cushion. It's a big ask for Trento to break that down. Calm pass from Bottolo. He's gone second ball again. Very good from Boninfanti. He's mixing up nicely here.
It's a nice disruption of rhythm. And so much of their offense after a couple of games, you feel like you're in a good rhythm against your opponent. So for the setter to be able to provide a little bit of difference can make your opponent feel really uncomfortable.
And he can talk about that in training to Micheletto for the VNL a little later in the year. Well, a little bit of rhythm has gone for Lube from the service line, but Gianpaolo Mede is trying to give him chances to create. Now the chance for Trentino with the very impressive Gabi Garcia.
Now Gumja comes out, Lepke in. So provides some flexibility to the reception group. Also capable of playing more of an opposite.
Yeah, the Canadian on court, but doesn't have to receive anything from the USA player Gabi Garcia. So the substitutions, Liam, at the moment, not really creating points for either coach.
No, but a show of intent for Lepke to come in that rotation one. So whether Gumja would be normally attacking from position 4, Lepke will be theoretically a better attacker from position 4, more comfortable in that position.
All the way back round to rotation 1, Bottolo to serve. He goes in the net. Lube don't really want to lose this rhythm at the back end of set 1, but they are losing some rhythm.
Staying aggressive is the key for them. They'll wear a couple of errors if it's keeping Trentino off the net.
Scottoli, good serve. Wow, that was an audacious set from Boninfanti. Didn't work, but Ryglitsky doesn't make them pay for it. Gumja doesn't put it away either, and that's hit straight out, but via the block. And Ryglitsky gets the point.
An extremely professional finish from Ryglitsky. It's a high ball, jacked up. Just get it close to the net. Flavio has the opportunity. Tees off the fingers.
Well played, Kamil Ryglitsky, MVP from game 3. Sbertoli changes the serve. Nikolov reads it like a book and then comes up with a dream hit.
It's ability, overwhelming tactics. The tactic there is to try and bring Nikolov in short, make him not an option, but he recovers well and is given just enough time to hammer that ball past the
Top scorer in the game at the moment, Nikolov, with 8. Chinese puts a good ball in. It's a great pass, though. That's what a pike should look like, but it's defended well. Nicely put away. Why isn't Micheletto an opposite? What's the coach's thinking there?
Too good a receiver.
Nice, right.
And he's so valuable from all parts of the floor. To limit him in some way to only playing on the right side diminishes your options.
But the talent in serve reception has to be there.
Absolutely.
Doesn't manage to test Lube's serve receive, and Trento know that this first set has probably gone. Well, I'll be honest, Liam, I didn't have 3-0 Lube on my card tonight. But it's a
We've
fine
been waiting
start.
we've been waiting for a not 3-0 game because it's been big swings in momentum. The challenge now falls to Trentino. How will they respond?
Flavio out, in comes Alessandro Acquaroni, the backup setter. Serve and defence, and 4 points to find. One clean kill, one error from Trento. Lube will lead 1-0 in this potentially season-defining match for them. Has he missed it? He's missed the line, Lagumja, so a little bit of tension in the shoulder, back end of this first set.
This is the risk that Trento are happy with him taking. The long ball, extremely athletic set from Bonifante. Lagumja bites off just that little bit too much, looking for the space on the line.
Another timeout. Gianpaolo Mede had one up his sleeve, so time to use it, time to settle the squad.
Fare flotto, spin, non è una battuta che arriva con la forza, l'altezza gliela dobbiamo dare noi e non ce l'ha da sola questa palla per andare alta, È aggressivo,
The words of wisdom, Liam.
Firstly, be ready for Acquaroni's serve, that he has some variation, which is why he's in the game as a server sub. He has a couple of different options he can go for. Also, stay aggressive. So this is the classic coach's timeout of just need a side out, stay aggressive, let's go.
In deep conversation with the assistant coaches. That'll be more about what to do in the next set should the same things continue, I'm sure. Acquaroni restarts, nice serve. Oh, it's a brilliant piece of work from Boninfanti. Third second ball kill of this first set for the young setter. And Lube win it. They go 1-0 up in this must-win game.
The job for Bonifante to keep changing the rhythm and the look of the Civitanova offense has been weighing on his shoulders a little bit at points in this series. He's decided to take a bit more responsibility himself in this first set, but doing a good job of finding ways to keep the Trento block off balance.
Confirmation. Cucine Lube Civitanova take the first big step in game 4, 25-21. It is playing as the setter the toughest position to master, and how come a 20-year-old is able to do it at this level?
Sometimes the audaciousness of youth is incredibly valuable. They don't know when to be scared, or they haven't failed enough in their way up that they think they can. So but it's refreshing to see players take on the challenge, and for Bonifante to see him grow and improve and keep finding different elements of his game that are helping push his team.
And he's under the wing of a pretty decent backup setter in Santiago Orduna, who's now into his 40s.
Well, Orduna has seen, logically, twice as much in his life as Bonifante volleyball, but they're a good 1-2 that they can be used to provide a little difference. Also provide a moment for Bonifante to take a breath, get some feedback from the bench, maybe just chill out, get his head together and come back in the game. Orduna doesn't play a huge amount, but is a valuable contributor to the team.
Nothing much for Itas Trentino on special teams, so no blocks and just the one ace. That's going to have to change, Liam, if they're going to get themselves into this game. Particularly
the block. They didn't look like they had the right read, which is credit to Bonifante, as we were just talking about. But they also looked like they didn't have that control on the recycle play that is usually so important for them. But they've got good solution guys in Micheletto and Lavia. Magnitsky is good in basic situations, but they never found enough second chances to turn that into points.
Our top scorer from set 1, Nikolov, on 8 points. We are good to go then. Can Lube take the fans home to a 5th game decider at the weekend? Still a long way to go in this match. Set 1 in the bag for Cucine Lube Civitanova in the black. They've got to win a couple more to guarantee a decider, and Gargiulo is one of the emerging players from this season. I think he's had a tremendous rise to a starting lineup place.
He's got charisma, and he's cleanly shaven tonight, but just the reaction that he brings, the energy, the positivity.
Good touch, good touch. It's tight. Calmness from Trento, but they don't get the point. Lugumja applies the hammer and goes off the top of the hands. Is Solly going to look at his feet here in the attack line?
He did have to take the short step to get there. Lovely ball from Bonifante though. Onto coming low and in front to get it there, and that ball was aimed at about row F. There was no desire from Lugumja to hit the court.
Fortunately, Kuzmanic's dinner plate hands were in the way. Right, same start then as set one. Lube go 2-0 up. And Lugumja goes for the corner. Referee says no, and so do some of the Lube players, so no challenge.
Are really going after Nikolov on reception, trying to make him work extra hard tonight.
Kuzmanic puts it into play. Gargiulo takes the ball rather awkwardly, but Bonifanti's still able to give Nikolov a platform.
With the triple block, Nikolov. It's not easy to get past a 2'11" third blocker who's all the way over the net, but Nikolov uses those arms to his advantage.
Monster block by Michieletto, but not successful. And then a superb serve from Nikolov. Wow, what a great shot down there onto this arena. Thought he caught that too low, Liam, but he scudded over the net.
And that's probably why it was so tough to receive. The angle is coming in sharp. It doesn't have that normal parabola with top spin.
And again, it's another fizzer. Spertoli, good save, but couldn't find a hitter. No, too low from Bonifanti. Has he got away with it though? Yes, he has. This is a brilliant start from Lube. Early timeout for Fabio Solli. His team are in trouble here in set two.
Le situazioni da risolvere sono di alto livello, ma sappiamo quelle che sono, Sono quelle che abbiamo detto e quelle dobbiamo provare a risolverle. Una alla volta, senza troppo stress, però con una convinzione e una determinazione mostruosa, Rispetto per loro, ma rispetto anche per il nostro di talento, Vai, vai!
Fabio just winding it up there a bit, Liam.
They need a response. Stefano Casari has a pretty good seat for this game.
Brilliant international Italian referee, Stefano, watching this one from the sidelines. Well, I think the scene is set here, Liam. You may disagree, you're very welcome to, of course, but it feels to me like if Lube can keep this going, they win it 3-0, but there might come a point when they just can't maintain this level and Trento get in. Decent swing from Ryglitsky.
The downside for Lube is this lead comes right at the start of the set. That gives Trento the most amount of time to reel it back in and get their noses in front.
Lovely serve from Spertoli, good force. Drags Bonifanti out to the 3-meter line. Now, this is the area of the game where Lugumja has to be really good tonight. He's got to deal with this out-of-system work.
Where he can keep the scoreboard ticking over, which is his role a lot of the time with this team. Nikolov and Bartolo deal with the other stuff. He has to make sure those medium situations get converted.
Wicked serve from Spertoli, but it is out.
really trying to push for the corner. Not getting enough topspin to cut it back inside the court.
Ceaseless noise from this huge Lube crowd here in Civitanova Marche. Nice swing. There is some support in the stadium from the Trento fans who've made the journey here. They're being drowned out in the most part. Lubitsky getting into his work in set 2. Couple of scores from him. Now the danger of the Micheletto serve. Goodness me. I mean, let's be absolutely honest, Liam, in terms of human reaction and movement time, how on earth do you pass that?
A big part of the problem is, as the left-hander, he creates some different angles, he has some, and he's so high, you can get that ball to come in, and it may look kind of similar every time, but it's always these small variations he can create.
10-point man, first man into double figures, Nikolov, but was beaten on that last one, and that one looked pretty close to me. They're going to have a look at it. I'm not surprised. Fabio Soli wants to see if this ball is compressed on the line. It's been a wonderful addition to the sport of volleyball, the technology over the last few years. It's still amazing the amount of times the referees, without lines judges, get it absolutely bang on. It's out. Now Bonifanti has a decent serve. I think we're putting a couple in here. No, net does not oblige.
After a really positive start, it's a 2-point game where Trento is back in touch without necessarily playing great. So if they find a little bit of form or a little wrinkle they like.
The touch from Balasso. We haven't really mentioned Balasso all that much. Great block, Kosmernik.
Yeah, great choice by Kosmernik on the real shift plus fortune. Yes, he stays behind. Kosmernik doesn't take himself out of position trying to run somewhere. Great patience, great eyes by Kosmernik.
Wow. I saw a really good setting masterclass online, and it was just Luciano De Cecco working with Micah Ma'a, and consistently all the way through, De Cecco kept saying, the good middles will do it for you.
Luciano De Cecco can do things very few people can, but the relationship between the center and the middle really can take a team from being good to being great. Bertoli and Flavio have really had a great connection so far this season.
Cecco, the former Lube setter, successfully so as well, with some great middles to play with. This is brilliant. Great defence from Botolok. Litsky's gone for the fingertips and got them. Steady, calm, collected, bit of experience out there on the floor from Trento.
Calmness is a feature of their game. But we see once more Bertolo just flying around the floor, creating half opportunities where there probably isn't any. Bonifante ends up Bonifante was the one who ended up all the way over, actually.
Yeah, that's a crazy defensive position. 8 apiece though. The early lead for Lube cancelled out pretty quickly as well, but Litsky misses that one. There has to be big risk on these serves though, Liam. There's no other way around it in this match.
Anything less than being aggressive, and that doesn't mean speed, as Fernando Di Giorgi, Nico Giolito is looking on, having already named the Italian squad, probably a little bit more relaxed. Anything less than going full, being aggressive with angle, with variation, with speed and power, the other team is going to side out or score directly off their reception. way too often to give you any chance of winning.
And at the moment for the team in black, that risk is not producing reward. And the same for Trento. So we've hit one of those little serving funks where both teams are missing, and we're waiting for that rhythm to come back.
Particularly after the energy and excitement of a big game. Get through the first set and then the adrenaline might take a little lull.
Yeah, it's a good point, and I guess from a coaching point of view, Liam, you're expecting these fluctuations in a match.
You're hoping they don't happen, but you're not always surprised when they do.
Tibon Infanti watching on, one of two proud dads watching the Lube team. Vladimir Nikolov, former Bulgarian international. Son Alexander doing a great job out there at the moment. Defended well again, off the block. Oh, that's a very good opportunistic hit from Bartolo.
His general game awareness is quite good. He's not exceptional or really world-class at anything, but his ability to always be in the game is probably his greatest skill and allows him to maximize the rest of his skills, which are actually still quite good. So it gives him the edge.
Certainly looks back to his best this evening after a bit of a health problem in game 3. Back to the big serve of Nikolov. He's been aced, remember, but he's also produced an ace already and then adds another one to it in this set. Nikolov goes to 11 points in the game and indulges in a rather overt celebration.
As you mentioned earlier, it's a bit dirty. It's not a clean, nice topspin serve. It comes in with a lot of weird angle and strong as well.
Not this time though. Well, home fans are loving this. Good response again to the comeback from Trento. Just the one break available. Can they side this out? Whoa, it's another huge hit going for the fingertips, but Bartolo's missed.
Positive sign though, Bartolo really going for it. They're playing aggressively. They're not trying to manage their way through the game. The feeling there is that they can go full. The serve is working, so the rest of the game can stay aggressive with it.
Nice set from Nikolov. Nice pull from Flavio on the block. Wow. Just wow.
Brilliant athleticism. Nikolov really launches through after the reception. He's straight into his approach and just goes through the ball, not trying to do anything extra.
Another ace for Lube. I remember Tanjo of Brazil hitting pipe attacks in 1992 in Barcelona and being fascinated by them, but they didn't look anything like the one we've just seen from Nikolov. They are so fast now.
Super aggressive. Gandrulo chips in with an ace on a lovely float serve. I'm going to, I was 9 years old. I don't remember too much of those games.
They were good. Nice swing. Nicely sorted out by Micheletto, once again proving he's got it from both sides. He's getting a bit leery down there, a bit noisy.
He's normally such a calm and joyous presence on the court. Sometimes needs to flick the switch and get the red mist.
Good serve. Good containment, lovely play. The movement of Chin and Yezi there to keep that attack live was brilliant.
Toughest situation for Riklinski. He has to be ready to help with Chinyezi if they go to him. Then the pop over the top to Bartolo, who knows that's the space to exploit onto the right hand of Riklinski.
Lube recover. Looking strong again. Overpass. Put away by Chin and Yezi. And they steal a march. Lube go 3 points up.
variation by Bonifante, forcing Flavio to receive the ball, not his specialized skill.
Back to pure power. It's a good serve. Oh, great save from Svetoli. But Lube is still in the rally, unfortunately for Trento. But good recovery on the block. Oh dear. Oh dear, just a little impetuous from Bottolo.
A bit wild and woolly. The one-handed slap set from Nikolov gave Bottolo hope. Never was in position to stop his momentum.
Definitely back to the entertainment of games 1 and 2, aren't we, Liv?
Yeah, much closer competition, and good to see Civitanova playing with spirit and energy.
Here comes Gabi Garcia for the Brazilian middle, Flavio. All about the serve here. It's a good hit. Bottolo goes for the reuse. The block lets it come and then just get unlucky with the deflection.
Very fine margins on that between being a good recycle play and not quite getting the strength at the end of the block from Kozanurnik. Pulling back.
That's the end of Garcia's service run. Now back round to another server that can cause problems, and the crowd facilitators, the atmosphere facilitators driving this noise on in the Eurosoli Forum, working hard here. Well, it's been a fortress for them this season for Cucine Lube Civitanova. They've only lost a couple of games here, so tonight they are favourites in that sense, but they've done very well to counter a really strong performance from Trento in game 3. Can they keep it going? The 5 points from Rytlitsky at the moment. And he's out of luck. And it's a similar sort of area again that Lube have made the break, Liam, and Trento look to be running out of answers here.
They need to find a couple of break points. The first problem now is to do something about the Poria serve, which has caused not just Trento, but many teams trouble.
Yeah, he replaces Chinonyezik. The Iran international puts another one in the net. Not his night so far tonight.
He'll keep getting his opportunities. 2-point game. Something needs to click for Trento. They need to find their rhythm against Bonifante's choices. That's been their challenge so far. They never look like they're really in control of what's happening on block.
Very quiet game for Daniele Lavia so far tonight. Just the 1 point. He hasn't got into it. And as soon as a player is missing in a performance, Liam, it's overload elsewhere.
Lavia is not always the biggest point scorer, but he always has some impact. He manages situations. He can be capable in a lot of areas, but he hasn't had the presence. Same with Flavio. He's normally a factor on their offense.
Wow. Lagumja is doing exactly what he needs to do. He's weighing in and he's helping keeping this scoreboard ticking over. A nice ace. Oh. Not much Trento can do about that other than call a timeout and just get him to cool his jets.
Trying to work the different emotional levels he can go to. Time to be calm, time to bring energy, time to focus on specific things, but it has to happen on the court. The first challenge for Trento tonight has been reception. They haven't been able to really have a flowing offense. It's just been plugging holes.
a wall of sound for Itas Trentino's next serve, working the ace. It's another good one. Micheletto gets to it, gets the return, and puts it away. Nicely done. Boy, did they need that.
From who else, when things are difficult, to go to the big guy? There's a reason why he's held in such high regard. In the difficult moments, he can still do things that are so difficult for other teams to stop.
Kuzmianic passed easily by Nikolov, and it just allows that middle to be opened again. It's been a while, but Bonifanti's looking to get back there.
Last couple of times on this +4 situation, particularly the spur to the front row, they've normally looked to play over him. So again, the variation from Bonifanti, not letting Trento find any rhythm with their block.
Nikolov has been dangerous from the service line. Top scorer in the match at the moment. It's a beautiful pass, but a brilliant read on the block from Gargiulo. And they get a piece of it. What a touch. Oh, unbelievable from Balasso. Trento keep it in play. And Ryglitsky spoils the party. That was magnificent from the Lube captain.
Phenomenal defense. Great signs for Trentino. There's excellent readiness from Balasso, leaving himself available the whole time. But Trentino looking more composed in transition. This is one of their strengths. Great precision by Ryglitsky.
Absolutely nails the line there. Well, 3 points is a good cushion. Bisotto comes in to shore up the pass. But there's work to be done still for Lube in set 2. Lovely hold. It's great watching wing spikers that are able to adjust the tempo like that.
Bertolo definitely likes to use timing variation as one of his tools that he has at his disposal. We'll check exactly how well he executed on this instance, but sometimes it gets him into trouble, but he likes to use timing variation against the block. So he's trying to get the block on the way down where they're not really locked in.
It's out.
Doesn't squish quite enough.
Good call from Fabio Soli. So we're going to get a counter challenge now for block touch. Because the first challenge has gone Trento's way. Let's see if Lube can wrestle the point back via the blocker. And the answer to that one is a resounding no. So Bottolo adjusts the timing, but doesn't get the point. And Fabio Soli will call that a win. And that's another win, a big win. And Lube have got a bit of problems now.
Certainly changes the service angle, gets the ball to work back across the court. All of a sudden that little gap gives their block the opportunity it needs.
Queste Ado c'hai doppio muro, puoi lavorare così, Oh ragazzi, non dobbiamo essere là e tifare per mettere la palla a terra. Dobbiamo essere pronti a coprire, perché allunghiamo i colpi e ci può essere la copertura, Copertura lunga, uno sempre.
Liam, it must feel sometimes like the players are doing this to you deliberately. You poor coaches.
If they're doing it to me deliberately, that's my fault for what I've done during the week. But a big moment, big moment.
This is massive, and in terms of this overall match tonight, this is huge for Trento. If they can just sneak a set, it's going to give them a real chance to just start to dictate terms in this game. This is a big side out. It's a big serve.
Down one set apiece, if it gets there. Trentino have a feel for, okay, we've found some adjustments we can make, we've got some rhythm.
Sbertoli off pace, Bisotto passes beautifully, they've gone back to Lugumja, and he does the job. Boninfanti trusts his big man on the right side to get the point.
The choice to run Gojulo just that little bit wider, not straight at the setter or straight next to the setter, causes Flavio to hold for that fraction of a second longer, is all that Lugumja needed for the advantage.
Vital side out. Oh, wow. Followed by a massive block. Boninfanti next to Chinanyesi.
Sbertoli recognizing where they're trying to hide Boninfanti.
Oh, huge.
Well, Ryklitsky is normally quite good from position 4, but waits at the sideline, doesn't get his feet to the ball. As a result, a little bit low, and Boninfanti says, "You will not pass."
1.90 m, blocking 2.04 m, not bad from the young Lube setter. And they've survived again. They've recovered well from the pressure. Gagulov just went off in the hand, officer.
See what's 21 for Reina in the background, a man who's no stranger to big moments in Italian volleyball.
He'll be hating this. He'd love to be out there.
For sure, he thinks he can still make the difference.
Gianpaolo Mede just double checking with the second referee that he can go there, and he has done. Timeout again.
Ok? Ricordiamoci, adesso si lavora sulle palle alte, primo e terzo di rete, eh? Ricordiamoci, se c'è alzata corta in 4 per Mattia, si va corto vicino alla linea, perché Mattia la può lavorare in ritardo sulle mani del 2.
Thoughts from Gianpaolo?
Really talking about how they're going to manage any difficult situations, particularly with Bartolo, that he's going to look to work. So giving him the right opportunities. They need to throw the ball out to position 4.
There's the travelling fans. They've made the long journey southeast down the coast. Micheletto, what a player to have at the line when you need him. And no celebration as far as he's concerned. That's job only half done. What an ace. Wow. Between the two passing specialists.
Well, the fact that they probably very rarely are standing next to each other in reception does create that moment of hesitation or confusion.
Yeah, good point, Liam. Nice hit. Balasso keeps it off the floor, late to the party. Lugumja doesn't get a good ball away, and that's brilliant. Great read from Lavia. What a time for him to arrive in the game. 23 all. Trento back in the mix.
He played the ball that was being played. He was ready, not running to where he thinks he's supposed to be. And Civitanova's momentum has ground to a halt at the back of this Micheletto service run.
Third time in the set. The home side have to try and go again. Oh, superb hit. Lugumja forced to set again. It's better. And it's into the antenna from Bartolo. And Lube might have blown it in set 2.
At risk of stating the very obvious, not the situation they want to be in. They've led for basically the whole game to get to right at the money time, deep crunch time moment, and to be behind 24-23.
This is the definition of mental toughness from Lube's point of view. They've got to resist here. What a service run from Micheletto. He's turned everything around. Absolutely brilliant. It's insane serving. Another out-of-system ball for Bartolo, and this time he gets it done. Now then, Lube showing real courage and grit there.
They're on the wrong side of side out. Statistically, you want to be receiving a serve in order to have the best chances of scoring the next point. And they've got themselves on the wrong side of that equation.
Bonifanti to serve. The blocking height of Lugumja comes back to the front line. Oh no, can't get his serve going. Trento with a second set point. Lube from a position of strength, haven't managed to get one set point. Lurky comes in, Lugumja out. So again, they're trying to just strengthen this passing lineup.
Let's give them the best attacking option from position 4. Also a different solution for the Trentino block.
Big moment for the Canadian. In he comes, it's tight. Oh, well arrived, but well defended. Oh, calm from Chinanyesi. And superbly done from Bottolo. And Lube once again proving that they've got character in this squad. Right on the edge of the envelope here, Lube. Big block, Chinanyesi, Lugumja, Nikolov in the front line. So this serve needs to work from Bottolo. It really does, but this is a chance for Lube in this rotation. Good hit. Out of system bump. Lavia against 3 blockers. Oh, has to replay. Too tight. And not put away. Lube miss a golden opportunity. But it's still live. Lugumja just about the only hitter available. Spertoli defends him again. Rally of the match. Finishes in favour of Trento. And that, Liam, was an opportunity that Lube spurned that could cost them the set.
Every action at this point of the set is so critical. Not just to the point, not just to the set, not just to the game, but to the chances of winning a championship. Trentino hanging in there, just relying on being consistently good and trying to ride the ups and downs of the Lube offense.
Insane defence from Spertoli. Gives Trento a 3rd set point. Ryglitsky to serve. Keeps the pace off to make sure of it. And the power tip from Nikolov is well delivered. Lube save it again, 26 all. On we go, 2 clear required.
Then the variation against the timing against the Trentino block. Trentino taking that risk, looking confident to make these plays.
Soli's turn to realise the chance there was missed. Chinanyesi is capable of popping in some deceptively powerful jump serves. And generally, pretty consistent with it. Can he find something here? All the big names are watching. So much riding on this for the franchises in question. Good serve. Yeah, it's a great swing. You can't keep the big names out of the match.
They're not scoring a lot of points, but having an impact in incredibly important moments. Had a couple of swings already past 25. He's had to manage.
2 massive kills from him. Set point number 4 arrives as Romanian middle. Belabata comes in to increase the stock in front court. That is a massive front line for Trento on the back of the Lavia serve. Lube got to do it again here. It's a good pass. And a wicked hit. Well saved by Bata. But Lube go again. Good blocking. That is fantastic. Kozamernik gets the job done. And almost disbelief in the Eurosoli Forum for the home fans. Itas Trentino have levelled game 4 at 1 set apiece.
Some huge efforts in the late part of that set from Trentino. Micheletto from the service line. Velabata makes a brilliant defensive effort there. I probably could have had a swing. And then again, the patience from Kozimurnik, just reading the situation. Great composure, great toughness, and the things that Alessandro Micheletto can do that make him so hard to stop. He delivers in such an important moment for Trento.
Massively frustrating for Lube. Well, the special teams do improve block and serve much better for Trento in that set, although Lube kept the pressure on from the service line. But mentally, Liam, this is going to take some recovery from Cucine Lube Civitanova.
It's effectively 0-0. The opponent errors there is the big one. Trentino just not giving up a lot of points. They didn't attack particularly well, but for Lube, the risk is not paying off on attack and on serve. So it's effectively 0-0. Trento's now had 2 sets to get a good look at what's happening on the other side of the net and have a much better feeling. There's Bizarre himself. Zaitsev.
Another former Lube player in the building. Always good to see him.
And, they'll be feeling like, even though they're not playing so well, that Trento, they're getting away with it. And that hope is starting to just flutter a little bit on the Civitanova side of the net.
They can't get enough of the Tsar.
It must be hard for him to get from the concession stand to his seat. It must take about he's only just entered the gym.
Mate, he hasn't got there yet, exactly. Yeah. What a player. What a player. Another very good father and son combination. His dad was a superstar with the Soviet team back in the day.
And another one of those players who could really turn a game. When he felt the moment, he could turn almost any game on the planet.
Just a reminder, if Trento win it, they win the championship tonight. Lube with a golden opportunity to go 2 up, but Itas Trentino are going to make them earn it.
And on the line of fathers and sons, and fathers playing for other national teams, Tim Held, I believe, has been named in the VNL squad for Italy. His father, Henk-Jan Held, an Olympic medalist for the Netherlands.
Yeah. Back in that fantastic final in Atlanta. Right then. Away we go with set number 3, and for the first time in this final, the game will go beyond a 3-setter. Trentino won the first one. Lube hit back hard at home in the Eurosole Forum in game 2. It was a bit of a washout to follow in the Quotidiano when Trentino took game 3, and they've shown tremendous resilience and not inconsiderable skill to nick a set in this one. This is going to be a massive test now for the youngsters here on the Lube side of the net.
Dante Bonifante, and he might have caught behind him one of Velabata's national team teammates, the Romanian Adrian Achibanate.
Good spot. You win the I Spy contest for tonight, Liam, that's for sure. It's great to see all these faces here. Wow, that's nice from Ryglitsky. Now, these next few minutes, I think, will give us an indication of whether Trentino taking that set has just taken them to a different level.
Has it given them the feeling of it's working? It's maybe not flowing, it's maybe not beautiful and easy, but it's working. We can keep finding a way, and that pressure is enough to ramp up against Civitanova.
Plenty of smiles now on the Trentino players' faces. Here's the man that did the damage in the last set, Micheletto. Good defense from Lorenzano. Ryglitsky can't put it away though. Lagumja gets a hand on it. But Trento just making things really difficult for Lube out there. And Lagumja has to admit he's touched that.
Lavia hasn't had a big impact until about the last 10 or so minutes, spread across 2 sets.
Fingernail job on Lagumja. This whole game has changed, isn't it, Liam? This feels very different now.
From being so close to being up 2-0 on their home court, Civitanova couldn't get the side out they needed against this man's serve. And all of a sudden it's 1-1 and Trentino 3 points to 1 in the third.
Oh, he's just creating carnage, Micheletto. Well, they've done well to get out of that, but it won't be the last time they have to face him during the course of this third set. So Lube know they've got a real uphill task here.
Majulo being used well in a variety of situations.
He's the top scoring middle at the moment on 7 points. I mean, that's just mad to have a hitting window like that. Flavio kills it.
Bertoli's precision where he can consistently put it in front of Flavio, but the hitting window, as you said, he just stays available so long and he's so athletic. Normally a bit more of a feature of the Trento offense, and they look to get him going.
Good line serve. Nikolov passes well, takes the return ball excellently, but it was Guardiolo that attracted the attention of the middles on the other side of the net. Nikolov moves himself to 16 points in the game. Bottolo on 11. Micheletto, the only other player in double figures, on 10.
Really tells the story of the Trento offense. Litsky's not really getting anything going, not a lot through the middle. Lavia not having a lot of presence. Has been Micheletto dragging them along, but the scoreboard at the moment is in their favour.
Looks like Nikolov's just getting sucked into a bit of a head-to-head with Micheletto here. He's got to play his own game.
And up for Bonifante to provide him the right moments to keep the balance. Use the Gumgia to make sure it's not too heavily focused on Nikolov.
Yeah, the Gumgia's on 6, but it's the left side, Bottolo and Nikolov, that are providing the majority of the scoring for Lube. Middle's gone a little quiet for the home side. Chance to score here though. The Gumgia against one blocker has missed the sideline.
Been a net touch.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, it's painful for Trento. Sure. Faintest of touches, but it's 5-all. Lube's turn to recover. Another great serve, and nearly defended by Guardiolo. It's a long way down for the tall players in defence.
The awareness of Kozimurnik to know that Guardiolo is the defender there. He can just put it into the space behind the block and force him to defend.
Clever.
Either looking for the recycle or being incredibly smart.
So Trento's first push in set 3 is countered well. Oh, not much you can do about that. A slippery ace from Lavia.
They all count for a point. That again keeps the pressure on Civitanova to just stay in there and stay aggressive. They can't back off. They need to find a way to keep pushing and keep their heads up.
Oh, too good. A little off-pace serve. That movement from Balasso just stopped Nikolov in his tracks.
Nikolov is not wanting to get down on the floor to play this ball. He's expecting the strong one. He doesn't want to be taken out of the pipe play. Well exploited from Daniele Lavia.
Pretty rapid progression to 7 points for Lavia. Timeout, Gianpaolo Mede.
Aggressive, concentrate sulla palla dopo. Pavara adesso anticipi lo spostamento e proteggere la corda davanti a Alex, che la corda davanti a Mattia ci pensa lui a gestirla. Andiamo!
Gianpaolo Mede asking for aggressiveness. That it'd be really easy to have the wind knocked out of your sails after being so close to being 2-0 up. All of a sudden it's 1-1. So they have to keep their heads in the game. They have to stay aggressive. They have to play to win rather than playing to not lose.
Well, the match now in the balance. This whole championship up for grabs tonight for Itas Trentino, who at the moment are the team in the ascendancy. Lavia to serve again. Back to the power, but takes it out. Trentino President Bruno De Re looking a little happier, but not much happier. And that's why, because Lube still have problem causers in their lineup. Bonifanti's doing well tonight. Magic, highly skillful serve. The net this time. Oh, clash of players on the floor there from Trentino. Lube keep it live, and there was just no blocker available. Recycled. Well played, very well played by Bottolo. And Lugumja can't get the job done. It's going high and wide. Oh, and Bottolo smacks it. Vertical. Is it in?
They have got away with a centre line fault.
No.
There's a massive centre line fault.
And no one challenging.
Well, the call from Lorenzano was waving his hands, trying to get the call, and we will get it.
Okay.
Eventually from Fabio Soli.
Great spot from Liam Sketcher.
No, ma non ti preoccupare.
The question, yeah.
Dead ball before he landed.
Well, there's all kinds of arguments going on about what can and can't be challenged right now.
Wow.
L'ultima azione che chiude, ascoltatemi, parlo io. L'ultima azione che chiude l'azione è quella, e la palla è sulla valutazione in out, e la palla è in. Siccome l'ho chiamato io, abbiamo visto anche l'invasione della linea centrale e l'invasione non c'è, ok? Perfetto.
Wow. And Liam, what's Marco Zavata saying to the two captains?
Basically that the challenge has to come in the rally. The challenge has been his in and out, and they didn't stop the rally in order to get the challenge that they wanted on the centre line. There will be changes coming in international rules about not stopping the rally to get these challenges. So here, Ray just put across the line. So then challenging for the in and out on the Bottolo swing.
It was a brilliant
dodge.
swing. Yeah, it was a fabulous effort, but well spotted, Liam. And Ryklitsky just sorts it out straight away. Let the ball do the talking.
This is what Trento wants. There's been a heated moment. Passion's running high. Everyone pointing fingers and yelling. Straight into scoring. Get back to being good at playing volleyball.
Beautiful set from Spertoli. Micheletto will be at the line in 2 rotations time. That's going to be another huge moment for Lube. They'll need to survive it, and if possible, give themselves a bit of protection. Good swing out on the left side from Lugumja. Goodness me, this crowd have gone again. This is huge. Trento players won't be able to hear themselves think at the moment. Now Bottolo needs to score. It's a good hit. It's brilliant from Riglitsky, but what a pick-up from Balasso, and then the handling fault. Well, we know, Liam, that's kind of even things up.
Allora guarda, so che cosa penso io, no Fabio, non è che ci può stare. Questa, su il metodo diciamo che sta avendo questa gara, è da fischiare.
There's questions about the first set.
Di tolleranza, questo è fallo.
Squirtly. Great defense by Balasso. Well, maybe not a lot worse from Bonifante.
Big call from Marco Zavite. And now, Lube have some problems. They're going to have to deal with Sbertoli, followed by Micheletto. All good from Balasso. That's brilliant from the skipper. Up it goes, Nikolov to swing. And he's managed to work it off the block and away. That is a remarkable out-of-system escape.
Such narrow margins once more. Balasso keeps it alive. I'm not sure exactly how Nikolov made that contact. And then is brave enough to go for the strong swing again. That's the kind of aggression that Japalamade was asking for.
The blue touch paper has just been lit. This match has come to life big time in set 3. Now then, Trento score. They take the ball back. And Lube have to see off Micheletto without too much damage being done. Well played, Lavia.
Right at the limit of his reach.
Out it goes, and the crowd will tell you all you need to know. Their celebration, one of the biggest of the night for a service error.
Ball getting a little bit low and in front. They're having to drag the elbow through, which means you can't go above the ball to bring it down.
Gumja, the same, just long. There's that little enclave of Trento fans stuck right up in the far corner. Good control. That'll do it. Nikolov still a real presence in this match, and top scorer by quite some distance as well.
It's the choice to get him involved in these situations where he can just go be athletic. He doesn't need to make a huge amount of choices. It's just, the block is here, I'm going to swing strong. It's either going to off the top of the block, out off the side of the block, or straight back down on the floor.
18 points in the match. Hell of a pass. And a hell of a finish. And I think Micheletto is really enjoying this encounter.
The body language, the demeanor has changed. He has to drag Trento along. He's going to be the one that can be the difference between winning and losing tonight.
Litsky has kept his place on court ahead of Garcia. Still fundamental to what they're trying to do out there, as is Lugumja for Lube on the right side. Proper game now, Liam, proper game.
Well, it's what you want to see. Both teams having to play well to beat the other team. It's not just one team beating someone else. Both teams starting to get into their form. Offenses are flowing a little bit more.
Terrific. Just that little bit of variation on set location, and Cosmetics managed to thread it through that Boninfanti block. There is the Italian coach watching on. As Liam said, he's named his VNL squad, and there are 4 members from the Lube side joining that team, alongside the established members of the Trento lineup, already in the Azzurri shirt. Bottolo, one of those men. Gets the reuse, and that's a little unlucky the way that came out of the net for Boninfanti. And Trento steal a lead again.
Trentino have been described as playing like a boa constrictor. They just keep squeezing and squeezing and squeezing, and before you realise, there's no way back into the game.
Yeah, I like it. Well, they're squeezing hard here. And Lube trying to wriggle free. Chenonesi scores.
Putting pressure on the Superlega block to stay and help. Now the option is to play over him again.
They are struggling to break Trento's passing lineup down in set 3, so they're taking more and more risks on the serve.
I mentioned it earlier that both teams really have to be aggressive, but especially Lube, they have to push super hard and take the risk on serve, and if they're anything less than full, then they have no chance.
Oh, good serve. Cosmanic causing problems. And has Micheletto done it again on the tip? Well, he wants a challenge. As far as Lube is concerned, it's out.
Ah, no, tranquillo. Sì, sì.
So often Micheletto is the conduit between the court and Fabio Soli about what is happening. He sees so much of what's happening on the court, and that is the smallest of touches on the shoulder, which when you're the left-hander you can push the ball back from the outside of the block, you can create this angle.
Perché lo so che ho ragione, nel senso, questa è una palla complicata, avete il check, non serve, perché altrimenti devo dare i cartellini, Riccardo.
No,
allora,
okay.
Vieni qua, adesso basta, per Micheletto è la via e basta, il prossimo è giallo.
Wow. Spettoli getting the law laid down to him by Marco Zavata there.
Making sure the challenge goes through the correct channels.
As opposed to a young man running around the court shouting. In trouble again for Lube. Good swing from Bottolo, well defended by Cosmanic. Oh, whipping hit from Flavio, defended brilliantly by Balasso. And this is stunning stuff. Goodness me. Well, he knew that was important, Micheletto, and he's put his back into it.
Again, he's found that little bit extra when he feels that the moment needs it. Good signs for Flavio to get a ball from off the net and have a good swing. Leaves the question in Chenonesi's mind a little bit longer to stay with him.
Stiamo dopo la battuta andando in avanti. Se vogliamo accorciare, accorciamo in anticipo. Poi dobbiamo essere pronti a fare un passo e accompagnare con le gambe. Pensiamo solo alla tecnica di ricezione e di avvicinare sta palla a rete doppio più. E si riparte, dai!
This is where Gianpaolo Mede is going to earn his money, Liam, because all the way through this third set, it will be feeling like it's just starting to slip away.
Finding the right angle for him for where does the team need to have their attention which gives them the most advantage. Talking a lot about reception in that timeout, to not back off. We have to keep pushing to put ourselves in good situations. That it's really important that they don't start to drift apart. Think about 1,000 problems. Solve the first problem and go from there.
Lots of Italian superstars around the building watching on. Another good defensive play. Oh, what a luxury to have a meter ball available to a man of Micheletto's quality.
The tempo that he allows Superlega to play with him, because he makes a couple of quick steps, and from basically a one-step approach, is still at the top of what the block can offer.
In comes Lubke, so the first sign that Gianpaolo Medi is making a move here substitutions-wise. Lagumja's effectiveness has been blunted in this set. This is a tremendous serving run from Jan Kosmianik. Very nice from Bonifanti to Chinanyesi.
That doesn't look relaxed. Little step backwards from Bonifanti. Reception move to 2 puts him in the seam between Micheletto and Flavio.
Lagumja comes straight back in. So Lubke returns to the bench, so it was just a temporary measure. Bottolo to serve. Pass. That is really wonderful stuff from Lavia. Back to big moments here for Lube, and I'm afraid the wheels are coming off. Trentino now have found top rhythm from the service line, and Lube is struggling.
Superlega really aggressive in the seam between Nikolov and Palazzo. Pushing it close enough that Nikolov has to make the choice to get out of the way.
Wow, what a stop. Flavio and Riglitsky shut down Lagumja, and Trentino are away and clear.
Excellent finish from Flavio. Closes the block. Riglitsky in the right position, doesn't go too wide.
Insane serving. They've got Micheletto still to come, but it's Superlega that has decided to take affairs into his own hands.
In the playoffs this year alone, we've seen him with multiple games with a few points from the service line, so definitely one of his strengths. Soto steps in, replace Bottolo. As much to break the rhythm of the Superlega serve as it is to provide another receiver. Nikolov still available if Superlega wants to go there.
Well, misses that one, but the damage is done. And this looks like an almost impossible situation for Lube Civitanova to get out of. Unless, of course, it's Poria's time. Hasn't put a ball in court just yet with Iran International. Can he do it now? Six points to find, though. Virtually impossible at this level. And with serves like that, it is impossible. 3 misses from 3 now.
How quickly the game has turned. 23 points in a good situation in the second set.
Micheletto trying to catch the opposition out, but the job is surely done here. You're absolutely right, Liam. This has turned on its head, this game, and Lube now like a team under serious pressure. Fabio Soli might be guiding his team to the championship tonight. Well, he certainly guided them to a 2-1 lead. 25-17 in the third. It is Itas Trentino now that take a decisive step towards the title. They are one set away from winning the Scudetto in 2025.
On the back of some wonderful serving, Kozimurnik generating multiple break points, also Spertley there at the end. It's a really consistent performance. Lavia finds his way into the game. So for Trentino, all the good things are happening. Everything's moving in the right direction for Civitanova. The problem is that they have to be so aggressive, and that puts them at a really fine margin of error. The errors falling away, or falling on the wrong side for them in this set.
Well, an excellent tight set of volleyball, and the scoreline rather belies the fact that that was very, very close up until the closing stages. Where does Gianpaolo Mede go from here?
Well, yeah, up until the last 5 minutes, it looked like it was going to be a really tight finish. For Mede, it's the question of, does he roll the dice with Lepke? Does he stay with Bartolo? Is there another little wrinkle he can provide? Boninfante's been trying to provide some different rhythms, some different looks. It's a tough question. I don't envy that he's having to make that choice right now. I feel like Bartolo, they have to stay with him. He's been such a huge emotional factor throughout the playoffs.
Now, from the luxury of our commentary box, you can have a little speculate here, and it's never great to make wholesale changes. That doesn't work, but are there changes that you would make for Lube?
For Lube, I think they can try perhaps with Lepke as the opposite for Lugungia. Lugungia can also potentially stand in a little bit on reception if they want to give some different look there. Maybe they move Nikolov to opposite. That's also a possibility, but that is drastic changes.
Right.
I think they know who they've got. They just need to keep taking the risk and hope that a couple pay off.
Rock and a hard place for Civitanova as we go into set number 4. Wow, Derlich is in. Didn't see that one coming. Little check on those rotations from the referees. Just took a bit of time there to make sure everybody was in the right place. Away we go then with set number 4. Itas Trentino in the white are one set away from glory in this year's Italian Championship, and they start beautifully. Lavia serves, and Kozimurnik puts the ball in the floor, on the floor, and Gianpaolo Mede for Lube Civitanova has made a very big call to bring in Petar Derlich in that opposite position.
Well, the hope there would be that it's a different problem for Trentino to solve, a different player with some different tendencies, and hopefully he can get something happening.
Ball control, desperately important for Lube, but it is missing at the moment under the pressure of this Trentino serve. This is a terrific start for the team that lead the series.
For Civitanova to be playing from behind on the scoreboard just makes the hill in front of them seem all the bigger. If they get off to a positive start, they can force this one to get into a 5th.
Just out from Lavia, but a powerful start from Trentino, who's already put the home side on the back foot. Gargiulo with the float serve, controlled by Lorenzano. First time in the game, I think Sperteli's gone on the second ball. Well defended by Lube. Nikolov out. No touch on the block. Trento given a lifeline to 3 points.
Nikolov searching for something. He's at his best when he's decisive. He steps on the ball and hits with purpose. looking for the cosmetic fingers. They were nowhere near where he was searching.
Cosmetic service run, decisive in set number 3. Can he do it again? There's already some daylight between the two teams. Nikolov, tight ball, gets a lovely ball back and delivers a warm-up hit.
Errors really have been a factor for Civitanova play over Spertoli. Currently 33 errors from Civitanova and only 14 from Trento.
Just the body language from these Trento players. All the experienced faces out there look comfortable now. They look like they're going to win this match.
They've found that little bit of rhythm that they need, and it's the patience of experience.
First, I thought it was going to be a first swing for Derlich, but instead it went to the pipe. Bottolo manages to find the floor. There's room for some more drama, isn't there, Liam? Sure.
Always.
And Nikolov provide it. No is the answer. And they're starting to look like a tired team down there, Lube. It's been a monumental season for them to make this final. The victory from 2 games down against Perugia, the defending champions, was just remarkable. But it takes it out of you.
Trentino having wrapped up their series quickly, maybe having that extra couple of days to rest and recover, allows them to deal with being down a set and ready to fight back in a second set a little bit more easily.
Yeah, it's a good point. 3 straight against Piacenza for Trento. And once again, we've just gone into a bit of a funk from the service line. I think maybe players understand the gravity of the situation here. This is a huge set for both teams. Flavio takes Bottolo wide. Derlich gets a first swing. I tell you what, Liam, from the bench, having not been involved in pretty much all of the season, that's a hell of a swing.
Definitely not easy to come in cold after an hour of standing on the sidelines. But again, a different set of solutions for Trentino to find against him.
Good work from the Croatian international. And a decent serve from Bonifanti. This is over. Derlich has to play it, not his best pass. And Trento are going to get another go at it. And it's put away. No, it isn't put away by Lavia. Well, they're going to have a look, I think. Fabio Soli goes to the challenge.
The most encouraging sign for Trento is they're generating a lot more chances with their block and defense.
Shot.
First 2 sets, it really looked like Civitanova were putting the ball into situations where Trentino was having to be reactive. Now it feels like they're a lot more in control of what's happening on their side of the net to prevent what Civitanova is wanting to do.
Well, they had to go big from match points down against Perugia in game 3 of their semi-final series. Lube Civitanova, they've got to do it all again. Massive ask from here against the Trentino team that have got onto the front foot now.
Trentino can play with that little bit more confidence so that the scoreboard's on their side. They can take some risk. They don't need to go 100%. They can be just enough to keep the pressure on.
Puts the ball into play. Out of system set is hit marvellously well by Ryglitsky, but well defended by Balasso. And again, Nikolov just about makes it this time. Great play, Lube.
Yeah, brave swing from Nikolov. He looks decisive, working at the top of the block.
Oh, wow. Mattia Bottolo and Alexander Nikolov putting Lube back in the match.
It's a really difficult serve to read it. The body angle looks like he's going to try and drag it back cross-court, but then uses the hand control at the end to bring the ball back towards position 5.
8-7, second ace for Bottolo, third ace. This one clean again. Oh, wow, what a time for the home team to rev it up.
It's an unorthodox look on the serve, but used great effect.
Timeout Fabio Soli really didn't want to have to take, but needs must in this situation.
And a simple message, let's just focus on side out, get a bit more rhythm happening on our side of the net. We can pick up some service pressure eventually and try and make the game simple, give themselves the best chance to execute.
Well, 5 sets tonight certainly would not be out of place with the way that this game has gone so far. Very strong start from the home team, but a lovely comeback in set 2 by Trento to nick it. That's allowed them to get into this match. Good timeout, coach.
And they did absolutely steal set 2. It looked by most measures that Civitanova were going to go up 2-0, but Micheletto had something to say about it.
Solid pass. Oh, Derlich has done it again. Well played.
Different tempo, different angles. Micheletto goes out to the antenna. Derlich again takes the ball out in front of him and brings it back cross-court before it can get to where Micheletto's block is.
Giulo causing problems with that float serve. Fortunately, well, again, we're going to get another challenge. There's a lot of big calls here for the referee, but the threat of the video produces the confession from the blocker.
Now have Micheletto front row. It's such a safety blanket for Trentino. They don't have to receive perfectly. They know they always have a good solution in position 4.
He's managed to go to 16 points now, one ahead of Bottolo. Nikolov still leads the charts on 20. From the floor, interesting set from Boninfanti. Derlich trying to make something of it, but the blockers are so good at this level.
And a really aggressive choice. That little bit of extra time and the early show that the body position from Boninfanti allows Flavio to leave a little bit earlier.
10 apiece. It's like Giulo Kuzmanik's serve has been causing issues for the passers. It's better. And Derlich strokes it off the stack block as they chuck Spertoli out against him.
The serve on Bottolo looking to take the pipe option out and make it a simpler solution.
Awkward serve from Derlich, but effective. Not effective enough though to stop Micheletto, who's on the rampage at the moment, is the lefty.
block as well from Civitanova.
It does look like we're going to get a period of really close play here. That was a mad serve from Superlega. Mad with himself after missing that one. Now pressure's on with Nikolov. It's a good hit, well passed. And beautifully put away. It's a towering hit from Flavio. He doesn't do any other hits.
He's so high. Whenever you see a replay, you realise okay, he's getting almost his ribs all the way above the tape. And holds his body position so well that leaves a big window for the setter to put the ball in front of him.
12s. The Lube faithful hope against hope that Micheletto misses this one. And he does. He does. It's still game on.
Balance now of how quickly Trentino can get through their side out and get Micheletto back front row. At which point in the set may have a big factor in determining the outcome.
So 3 rotations here where Trento don't want to concede. Tick the first one off. Pipe for Micheletto. It's getting quite emotional down there.
He is, but it's that point in the season where there's everything to play for. And it's not happening easily for anyone on Trento. They're really having to work super hard.
Well, I tell you what, Derlich has done a stunning job coming into this cacophony of noise from the bench to score his 4th point.
This time from the back row, hitting down the line.
Love it. And it's still not quite there for Lube in terms of the rhythm that they had through the first set and 3/4 of tonight's match. Micheletto on 19 points now. He's nearly caught Nikolov. Iglitsky on 8. He's had a relatively quiet game with Lavia. That's a good recovery. Oh, wow. What a dig from Lorenzano, but punishing hit from Gargiulo.
Took an extra effort. Bonifante still thinking his way through the game. With the pipe play going, there's still some action in the middle of the court. Gargiulo available.
Shinner from Lavia to keep it live. To no avail in the end. Botolo. 15-14 Lube. It's a great serve. Lavia isolated against 3 blockers. And Riglitsky just watched it go past him. Gargiulo's got the play. Lube have a break.
It was an excellent set from Superlega. Allowed Lavia to go full. The ball travels a long way and Riglitsky not ready for the recycle play.
Time out, Trento.
Facciamo un bel lavoro in ricezione, alzata e poi tutto quello che viene dopo. Dobbiamo essere disposti a dover giocare 3-4 attacchi. E questo non è solo una questione per l'attaccante deve essere libero. Dietro gli diamo un sistema, Oh, questo side out e poi via a spingere, vai, è quello che ci aspettiamo.
Oh dear. Fabio Soli being put through the mill in this set.
Trento do have the advantage. They can win or lose this set and still have another chance. They can win or lose this game and still have another chance. They will want to get it done as soon as possible. But the pressure to stay alive stays squarely on the Civitanova side of the net.
Well, let's be honest, Lube have been playing on house money since the back end of game 3 in the semi-finals. Why not continue? Volleyball, along with Nikolov, put their team back into contention, and the addition of Petar Derlic has so far been a positive one.
Absolutely, the different tempo that he plays from Lugumja. Lugumja is high and a little bit loopier. Derlic wants to play a really fast ball, makes it harder for the Trentino block to get in the right spot in time.
Good serve, very good serve. And Lavia once again weighs in at a vital moment with an excellent point. That area of Nikolov's game has been tested tonight by the Trento servers. 16 apiece then, Lube's advantage is gone.
Looking at this game from the Trentino side, you feel like a 2 or 3 point advantage is enough to just stay in front comfortably. But they haven't found a way to keep the pressure on serve against Civitanova consistently in this set.
So Micheletto is back into the front line. There was some damage done, and there's more damage. Unbelievably, Micheletto has missed the shot, and that weighs really heavily in Lube's favour. Which makes this next point massive again. Gargiulo with the serve. Feels like this one has to go in. He's got to give his blockers a chance here. Does put it in. It's an out-of-system play. Miklitsky has hit the antenna. And Lube take another big step closer to 5 sets.
Twice the attackers from Trento looking to work the edges of the court. Again, leaving that little bit of space, forcing the hitter to try and bite off too much.
Excellent run of serves from the middleman. He's causing problems. Micheletto just about stayed out of the net. Has Derlic got a piece of the block? No. Boninfanti going back there to him because he's played so well in this set, but he's missed it.
The high ball, he loses that advantage of speed. Somehow Micheletto doesn't touch the net there.
In fact, it was Nikolov that bumped it to him. My apologies. In comes Barter to bring threat to the block. So no setter on court with Spertoli back on the bench. All about serve and block here for Trento. Just a wonderful tempo to that pipe.
Beautiful rhythm. Nikolov flows through from the first contact on reception from Balasso.
Glorious, absolutely glorious. And in comes Lugumja. His role has been reversed to a serving substitute. Good serve. And good defense. Balasso keeps it off the floor. And it's just so unlucky. You've got to put those balls on the tape, but that one just a little too close to Flavio.
It is the risk that you have to take to make the aggressive set. This is the ball. It's so close to being the ball that Boninfante is asked to play there. Question for the invasion. Did Flavio play the ball before it crossed the net?
I think he's okay. Yes, he is. Bertoli to serve. Yezi makes the shot into the corner. Wow, Lube are dealing with everything at the moment. I'll tell you what, there's some big decisions to be made by Gianpaolo Mede if they do take it to 5.
Really tough decision with the opposite. Does he trust that Dilic can keep it going?
Well, maybe this service run will have something to do with that. It's a good start. Nikolov bangs it. And again, opportunistic hitting from these talented youngsters.
When they look decisive and free, they are a really dangerous team. It's when they have to find that moment of composure and make the extra choice that they fluctuate with their fortunes.
But C ball, hit ball, they are very tough to play against. Nikolov out of luck this time. They need points. It still doesn't feel like it's quite enough at the moment. Trento with Michieletto at the service line. We know what they did in set 2 when Lube Civitanova were home and dry by the looks of it. And it was this man that turned it around, and that's why the crowd are right on his back. Big serve. Balasso falls backwards to defend, and Bertoli gets hands on it. Michieletto goes tight for Lavia. The reuse off the block is good. It's brilliant. And Trentino once again are going to cause problems here for Lube.
A few flutters of the heart on the first cover play from Bertoli, but the second one, excellent job. Nice high ball set from Michieletto, and Lavia works the top of the block.
Timeout called by Gianpaolo Mede. He is having to work very hard along with his team tonight.
Ale, anzi adesso viene Biso, stiamo attenti, se Girla è sotto andiamo 6-1 sulle palloni lenti in 4, però ragazzi adesso teniamo questa battuta verso il centro, dai.
Difficult moment for Gianpaolo Mede. Again, having to think about what is the right thing to focus on. There's times as a coach where you feel a little bit helpless in some of these moments. You're just hoping that something sticks. Even the great players look a little bit nervous.
Lazar knows what this young man can do from the service line. Michieletto goes again off the back of the timeout. Wicked serve, well passed. Oh, goodness me. I wonder if that has just put Petar Dilic a place on court in set 5, because it looks like that's where we're going.
Does have the advantage of having not played a lot, in the sense that for Trento there won't be a huge amount of information they have to use and be prepared for him. Now Poirier comes in with a chance to try and seal the set.
4th visit to the line from the bench, and he puts a good one in court, and the block is excellent on Lavia. It's Bonifanti again.
Bertoli hasn't been able to find Flavio from those exclamation situations where the ball's around 3 meters. Hasn't found him tonight. Has been a feature of their game leading up to him tonight.
Set points, 4 of them for a tiebreaker. Rychlitsky is blocked by Bottolo. Clinical from the home side, and Cucine Lube Civitanova do to Trento what they did to Perugia. They've taken it all the way, and now a shootout to 15 will decide whether it's over tonight or whether we go to the weekend to decide the championship here in Italy. It's 2-all.
We asked if it was going to be another 3-0. Instead, we've got a game with all kinds of twists and turns, and now we get the final act to be played out.
Oh, it's been brilliantly entertaining, Liam Sketcher. It really has, and we're looking forward to this one. And the momentum is back at the moment with Lube.
Half an hour ago, if you'd said that, I'm not sure I could have taken you seriously, but all of a sudden, they show that braveness, that aggression. They find their way to keep going, and perhaps fatigue starting to become a factor for Trento.
Well, they really were on the up. But once again, block and serve is down a little. Micheletto not as effective as he would like. And Boninfanti's offense really restricting the block opportunities. And now, a huge call for Gianpaolo Mede. And it looks like he is going to start Petar Djelic, who's been an absolute hero from the bench.
It's exactly what you ask for when you bring a substitute in or change your lineup at the start of a set, that they have a really quick impact into the game. Djelic took him a couple of points to get his first look, but once he got his hands on the ball, the points started to flow. It also gives them the flexibility to bring Legumje in to serve as a blocking sub, perhaps as the opposite as well if they need to.
Certainly is a long way to the top, and not just if you want to rock and roll, if you want to win this Scudetto title. And Gianpaolo Mede, he's done it again, and his team are still in the mix when it looked over. And there's the comparison between our two top scorers, Nikolov on 21 points, Micheletto on 19, and the two youngsters have been quite simply brilliant in this evening's encounter. Which man is going to come out on top tonight? If Trento win it, they win it. That's it. They are the champions this evening, but Lube can force the issue to a deciding match, just like they did against the Block Devils of Perugia. This is a massive 15 or so minutes about to unfold in the story of this year's Italian Championship. Seatbelts on, people. This is going to be big. And don't the home fans know it? They're making a fearful din. And once again, Cucine Lube Civitanova have the weight of the Eurosoli Forum behind them. Away we go with the shootout to 15 points to decide whether the Credembanca Superlega Championship final continues to a fifth game, or whether Trentino can win it on the night, and the first point is in the bank for Lube.
Wonderful first up serve from Bartolo. Really gets on the pressure early. And then the set doesn't get in front of Micheletto enough where he can see the block early and find the top.
Lube create themselves a bit of space early. We talked about a good start in this match being important for Lube. They got that, but couldn't take it out to a two-set lead. They had to battle back all the way, and they're doing a job. What a pickup from Lavia. Chance, not taken. This has got to be put away, and Nikolov has missed it. Oh dear. The dream start doesn't happen.
Some great defensive players against Micheletto. He's never looked in great rhythm except from the service line tonight. Just to get that opportunity to swing in transition. Positives for Civitanova.
Bertoli's serve will be followed by Micheletto's, and generally speaking, this has been a couple of problem rotations for Lube to manage. good hit. Oh, it's a brilliant pass, and it's nicely done by Bonifacio. Infante and Giulio. Nicely put away, and a lot of great work, subtle work in that rally to create the chance.
The fantastic heads-up play by Dilic. Makes the recycle off the block and controls it nicely. Keep making the chances for Nikolov to be able to go and be aggressive against the high ball. Been working for them all night. Keep going now.
Half an hour ago, this was the unthinkable. But Civitanova showing tremendous character. And here's the first big ask with Micheletto at the service line. If they can see him off here, they'll feel they can create points in the coming rotations. Pressure's on. And Micheletto find the serve. It's brilliant, what a pass. Oh, defended off the net by Spertoli. Micheletto becomes the setter, and the crowd not happy with the handling. Neither are some of the Lube players, but referee Marco Zavata says it is Trento's point.
Mastaccesi. Vai. Glielo vai a dire, per favore. Guarda,
a little bit of
il
deep
problema
dish.
è che non ti devi, cioè, c'è un margine largo, e quello che ha fischiato prima era stracosante ed era fallo, capito? Ed è un palleggio di tipo diverso rispetto a questo, ok Fabio? Cioè, ma non è questo il criterio. Glielo vai a dire a Mastaccesi.
Fabio Balasso, I think, has to tell his coach to calm down. That got pretty leery in the rally.
Not for the first time in the playoffs this year. The bench getting a little bit over-emotional.
We don't mind it. It's good to see that emotion. Wow. Oh, just wow. And is Micheletto going to break some hearts in the Eurosole Forum at this visit to the service line?
Tolo ready for the ball to drop in the court. Micheletto probably not sending that one in. They're standing quite aggressively against him.
Music certainly thought it was out.
Not the cleanest contact for Micheletto.
It's not quite a must for Lube, but this is an important side out. Balasso defends it, nothing more. Nikolov puts it away. That's an extremely good kill to keep Lube in the hunt.
For so much of the playoffs, a 3-point lead or a 4-point lead for Trento has been enough. In a fifth set, a 3-point lead is probably something they feel pretty comfortable with. So, as you've said, really important for Lube to stay in touch.
Serve from Dilic. It's another incredible spike from Flavio. He's not hit a huge amount tonight, but those he has hit have bounced very high.
Once more, the aggressive choice between Spertoli and Flavio pays off. They've been a little bit conservative in this game.
Massive from the Brazilian. He serves. Bottolo shanks it. Oh, wow! What a way to win a point. Crazy stuff.
Everyone on the Trento side of the net getting ready to get to the next phase of play. The only person who wasn't ready was Flavio, in the unusual position of having to take the first contact.
Awkward ball for the Brazilian as well, and they're just checking his knee and his ankle there. He can press that as he went down. Nikolov to serve. No, Lube really need both Hickey and Bottolo to be creating chances from the service line.
And they have to be really efficient on their side out until they can get Nikolov back front row. He is okay on them, was a good pipe hitter, but they limit the amount of opportunities they have to use him while he's in the back row.
A lot of serve errors comes from that risk element. And Litsky takes the risk and gets the reward. 7-4. Is that the decisive break, Liam?
It may well be. Ryklitsky not known as a really high-scoring server, so for him to get a vital break point at this moment in the game, to force the change with the Soto, bring him in a little bit earlier perhaps than they wanted, just to stay in touch.
Big throw of the dice from Gianpaolo Mede. Remember, he's got Legumja on the bench. He's got Lutke if he needs to go there. Litsky into the net, so that substitution just affecting the rhythm. Poirier. Oh wow, the Lube need him now. They really need him to deliver. One serve in 4 visits, and that is the measure of his quality. Fabio Soli has called a timeout before he's hit one.
Se c'è la possibilità di un contrattacco, facciamoci trovare presenti con la pipe. Loro contrattacco, non c'è pipe, vai!
Great attention to detail, Liam, from Fabio Soli.
Absolutely. Just making sure everyone knows if they get into transition where the attacking options are. So from where Lube can go, Victoria is an option there for them on the pipe. Less likely. How they need to focus their attention in the different situations that they'll be seeing.
And the timeout has just made this man wait for his moment. Lovely serve from Poirier under pressure. Great touch off the block, but the deflection away from Bisotto, who'd already given up his body position.
Following the block, the triple doesn't quite get there. Seeing that Bertolo was not going to go, goes to take the inside edge of the block. The touch takes it painfully outside of his ability to reach and make a play.
Well forced by Spertoli on that set. Very much in this man's reckoning. Moving forward, Spertoli, but so is the youngster on the other side of the net, who's been picked for the VNL squad, Mattia Boninfanti.
Simone Gianelli and Palaporo. Not a bad 4 setters to be able to choose from.
It's basically cheating, Liam, having that much quality in the playmaker position. An embarrassment of riches. Right then, change of ends. Away we go. Trento and Lavia with the ball. Good pass from Balasso. Delic out of the back line. He is still doing some job. Honestly, it's an inspired substitution.
The speed forces Nicoletto to only be able to shuffle. He wants to stay and help with Gargiulo. Doesn't have the chance to make a full cross-step block, just floating out towards the line.
Bottolo tries to get some control, and he's missed. So that's both. Oh no, sorry, that's Boninfanti. My apologies. Oh, it's not far away, you know.
They have to keep going for it. Service errors have been high, but they have to be aggressive. They have to take the risk that they'll get that extra break point.
And they cannot let this lead go out to 4. Oh, it has gone. Delic is roofed out of sight by Flavio.
Previously with Legumja on the court, they've made the substitution with Lepke to come in and hit from position 4. Trusting Delic here. Result is Flavio. Well,
always so easy with hindsight, but that felt like one play too many. But as I said, you can only call that after it's happened.
It's a difficult moment in the game. You have to trust that when you change something on the court that it's going to work for you, and when it does, you don't want to change any more factors in case it complicates things.
It's all about the players on the floor getting the job done, with a few cameo roles probably still to come in. Lutke is one of them. He's on the floor. Delic returns to the bench. Big ask for the Canadian. No, that's well chopped. That's a very, very good shot from Bottolo.
Particularly with the ball coming over his shoulder like that, it's a difficult angle to make.
That's it, Lutke out again, Delic back in. Tough night for the Canadian. He has featured during the course of this season as a change-up player. He's in his second championship final, having been there with Monza last season. He's a proven quality player, but he hasn't featured tonight as he would like. Now Bottolo, good serve. Micheletto again gets the deflection off the block that he was wanting, and Lube now starting to head towards last chance saloon.
Navia just getting the job done on reception, allowing Dickler to swing high, and a defensive touch for Civitanova unfortunately comes from Japala Madej.
Especially good serve. That's a nice hit out of the back court, but this next phase of play is do or die for Lube. They've still got Micheletto to get rid of at the service line. That'll be coming shortly. They've got to score on this rotation, surely. They've got to score here. They don't. Straight into the net, and the door is open for Trentino to crash through and claim the title.
Fabiosoli still working, making sure the bench is ready if he wants to go for a tactical substitution, be it a block sub.
Madej allows Micheletto to go ahead and serve. It's a great serve, it's a fabulous pass, and it is an edge of the envelope swing that goes against Nikolov. Challenge requested surely by Gianpaolo Madej.
Nikolov adamant. There's no need for a challenge there, the ball coming off the block.
Sure.
Resulting in a Civitanova timeout.
Ok? Ci abbiamo 2 turni ancora di battuta da sfruttare, 1 e 2. Vai!
Like the ball did touch the block and then back onto the hand of Nikolov on his follow through.
That's a tough one. That is a very tough call. And without the aid of technology, it might have gone the other way.
Really has changed those moments in the game, and also changed how the players deal with them.
Yeah.
Nikolov straight away saying no, 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 instead of trying to create the argument with the referees.
No, fair enough. Good call, Liam. That's exactly how it played out. Oh, wow. Well, 3 passers wait to receive. Lube under the pump now. Oh, it might have been going long. Palazzo played it. They do get the ball away. But now, this is Lube and their season right here.
It's going to take something special for Lube to have a chance to win. One side out brings up championship point.
Delic puts it in, but it's passed well, and Ryglitsky makes sure of it to bring up championship points. Itas Trentino now on the verge of a second title in 3 seasons. And it will be Gabby Garcia charged with the responsibility of serving his team to the victory at their first opportunity. 5 championship points for Itas Trentino. Off the net, bumped off the chest by Bonifanti, and Derlich goes for the tip. Here's the chance now, and it's Riglitsky that makes it happen. Itas Trentino are the Italian champions for 2025 on the back of a brilliant 5-set match, and they beat Gianpaolo Meri's Cucine Lube Civitanova by 3 sets to 2 to take the Italian title.